BEBC in the house. Coach Cip's here, let's hear him out. Sippin' with Cip, yeah, we talking that game. Allen Eagles pride, you remember the name. On the court, in the gym, we keeping it lit. Pour it up, tune it in, Sippin' with Cip. From tip off to the buzzer, we bringing the heat. BEBC, riding with the team, can't be beat. Fast breaks, big plays, Eagles never slip. Pour it up, run it back, yeah, Sippin' with Cip.
There's the man.
What's up?
I'm sitting here watching VR Eaton and Lake Ridge
Nice.
on the other screen. Which I'm
VR Eaton played out of their mind that game. They torched Lake Ridge. It's a good film to watch.
I tell you what, they have to be the winner of the best hair team.
Dude got some good hairstyles.
My gosh. Guys, wait till you see these cats. What?
They're not tall. If I saw that right, their tallest person is their freaking guard.
They got 2.65s. They're
Okay.
I think you saw something different.
Yeah. Max Prep. Bless you, sir.
Oh,
Yeah, Max Preps had some at 6'6", 266 guys.
yeah.
So, and then and a 6'5", and 265 guys. So I don't know. You never know if that's accurate or not. But
21 is their dude. He's good. Caleb Harris.
Caleb Harris, yep.
He had 28 against Lake Ridge. Very physical, downhill guy.
All right. Well, we'll get to those guys in just a minute, but we got to go back because it's episode 11 of Sippin' with Cip.
Let's go.
A good week for the Allen Eagle basketball team.
Survive in advance.
Yeah, we're not sure if we're going to survive. Y'all are advancing, but y'all are killing us, man. And I told you the other night after the South Grand Prairie game that I already had my first question lined up for you. And that question, yeah, the question is, and I told these guys that when we were sitting there, and I said, what have y'all got against scoring in the first 4 minutes of a game?
Amen.
You know, if I had the answer to that question, I'd be a billionaire. We talked about it today, and you know, you get a little extra time in the playoffs because you get a warm up on the court, and we were talking about, you know, does our warm up need to change? Is what we're doing? You know, we're very loose. We're very, you know, guys are having fun. Music is playing. You know, we're not putting a lot of pressure on them. We're not overloading their minds. So, you know, just struggling to score. And we, you know, hats off. We played two really good defensive teams. South Grand Prairie is one of the best defensive teams in the state. Very physical. So naturally, it's going to be hard to score on them. And then, you know, didn't Braswell, they run a point zone, something we haven't seen all year, and it took a little while to get acclimated to that. So those are the two things I've chalked it up to. You know, we might do a little different warm up just to see if that will spark some juju, but I think it just means our time is coming to light it up in the first. So can't wait.
Yeah. It would be nice to either have a lead or have more than 9 points, you know, and something. It's like, what's going on? These guys just take the first couple minutes, and it's like you always seem to be playing from behind, at least the last couple games, and it's just like, geez, you know, we know we're going to get there. It's just a matter of when that's going to turn. So going to the Braswell game, I don't know what your thoughts on that were. I thought that game was a little tougher than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
You know,
I thought it would be close, to be honest with you, just because they had some senior guards. They had two high-level scorers. One in Ja'Cory Jones, who's been there 4 years. He's kind of like their Neo. And
Yep.
so anytime you have a veteran that's been to the playoffs for, 3 to 4 straight years who can really score with the best of them, it's not going to be easy because he's going to pull a lot of gravity. And that's really the best shooting team that they have had in the short time I've been here at Allen. And, some guys really hit shots, and we had to make some adjustments at halftime to kind of take those guys away. But the part I was more shocked about with how physical we allowed them to be on the glass, we didn't come close to winning that battle, which was disturbing, and that's what really kept them in the game. They had 26 or 28 points from offensive rebound kick-out threes.
Jeez.
So we would have just handled business of rebounding the basketball, blocking out, being the grittier group. I think it would have been a much larger lead, but hats off to Braswell because that kept them in it, and we learned a valuable lesson.
Yeah, there's a video that actually I have. I won't play it, but we saw you at one point having issues with the lack of defensive rebounding. And I turned to Nolan and I don't think I've seen him that mad all year, but you went out on the court and had a few words with some people. So
I almost went across the court. I went to meet them. There's not too many times I call timeout and I go meet them, but my goodness gracious. We talked about it too. Like, it's a team that can really shoot the ball. And every game we have our big three, and our big three differs from every game. And what are the 3 big key points? What's the meat and potatoes of this game? And a big one was defensive rebounds, because on defensive rebounds, they are elite at finding 3-point shooters. And, the way basketball goes, the basketball gods, they reward you when you get a rebound, kick out 3. It goes in like so often. So we actually call them bingos. There's a name for us. We try to get as many bingos as possible. But, we really talked about that, and we just did not go get the basketball, and a couple of times I was, after watching the film, we're blocking out, but they just like kind of throw us off. And once again, I'm not bailing us out because we need to be physical as well, and we need to be able to still hold them off, and 5 guys need to rebound. And but I think it was very eye-opening, for us, and we've changed a little bit, and we're a little bit more aware, and I think they're a little bit more believers in, that can really hurt us.
Yeah, it was quite a night, and we talk about things, outside of the games and stuff, and too. But one of the things I think that we've noticed, at least these first 2 games, is the referees are letting these guys play.
They do,
and I've got the clip here that I actually want to show.
Okay.
Because the amount of fouls in this one clip, and then I think everybody was mistaken on what you were trying to do at the end of it, but
everybody thought I was mad. I know exactly what clip. I was trying to preserve the ball.
Yeah.
But even the ref thought I was, all right, show me this one.
Yeah, this is about a minute long. So Hank, can y'all see this?
Yep.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Can we pause it? Because I got a statement really quick.
Yep.
All right. So on that one, I asked the ref. I hope the ref doesn't watch this. Maybe I'm wrong. All right. I said when Gio shot it, which was a terrible shot, he should have shot it. But I heard he hit his hand. And he said, the hand's part of the ball. I said, on the way up, the hand's part of the ball. I said, but when we shoot a ball, they can't hit our hand. He said, no, they can physically high-five you when you shoot. So I said, so every time the other team shoots, in middle of their shot, I can go slap the crap out of their hand and high-five them. They're like, yeah, technically, yes. I said, man, I've been teaching defense I'm a terrible coach. I've been teaching defense wrong this whole time. We're physically
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
He said, yeah.
That's kind of like that ref that went up to the opposing coach. Hey, which player do you want me to give the foul to?
And I could be wrong on this rule. I just don't believe in the middle of a shot, you can literally you could stop their follow through and collide with their hand. I find that hard to believe, but I could be wrong. I'm not.
Well, and if again, I I didn't necessarily, because from where we were sitting a little further up that night. You didn't see it, but watch the bench here. That's a good point you brought up. Watch everybody on the bench's reaction once he takes the shot. And I'll stop it here.
Because you heard it. It was
Here
so
we go.
loud.
Watch the bench.
Oh, I heard the slap.
Look at everybody standing up going, what in the world? So, yeah. So evidently all of y'all heard that. And
There's a lot of contact there.
Yeah.
Okay. It's part of it.
yeah. And there's a lot of contact coming up right here. I see at least two places, if not three, where in my mind foul should have been called. And, you know, Ron's over here picking his nose or something. I don't know what Ron was doing.
That was his worst game.
He actually runs up to where Jacob is getting mauled. I don't know what he's doing, but he doesn't call a foul. Neo will get knocked down right here by this big guy, or maybe it's this guy on the rebound. So just watch all this mess. James, you were there, so this is new to you. Look at Jacob get killed. Now watch Neo get knocked down.
Goodness.
And see, Ron's right in the middle of it. And I'm like, Ron, what are you doing?
And
Now-
no call.
Rod.
What's that? What, Coach?
I said, yeah, why is Rod's right in the middle of it? He's ready to tie him up.
Yeah. And I'm like, dude, you saw Neo get knocked down. You saw him get knocked down and fallen on. But Cody said, I think he put him in a headlock. Now here you come, which is awesome here.
I'm on the, yeah. I'm an idiot.
That Braswell coach is weird. I can say it. You can't. I can.
No, I like Nick. Nick's a great guy.
All right. Who's a great guy?
Coach Sakaris.
Oh, I thought you were about Ron.
He was looking out for his team.
They all are. Everybody's a great guy.
Oh, yeah.
So what is your discussion with the refs here after all this goes down?
So they came to me and told me, because I ran on the court.
Yeah, you did.
But they told me, hey, it's really loud in here. Don't be afraid to come out if we can't see you calling the timeout and come get us. Like, you could physically come get us. Well, we were on the floor for loose ball, and I still had 5 timeouts at that point in the third quarter. So I was trying to save a possession because we had the tie. We had the jump ball. So I'm racing across the court trying to call a timeout. And then all of a sudden I noticed we get the ball. So I'm like, oh, crap. I'm too deep. I got to abort. So I'm backpedaling out, and he gives me a warning. He took it back because I explained my intentions on that was to call a timeout. I said, I'm not. I said, yeah. I told him. And I think the ref's a good ref. And I said, hey, like, would I really run across the court to scream at you? Have I ever done that? Like, that's not me. So.
Well, everybody assumed you were mad, and you're right. That was the case. But I went back and watched the game a couple of days ago, and then I got to thinking, okay, he was just trying to get a timeout. But the discussion here makes it look, a little worse than it probably was.
Yeah, I'm still fired up.
Yeah, I mean, but seriously though, have you ever been in a game where the other team doesn't get their first foul until midway through the third quarter?
Ever. I've never in the history of my life, we did not shoot a free throw until the fourth, or was it midway through the third? We shot 4 free throws that game. I said, and I told the ref, I said, ref, we're averaging 24 free throws a game. I'm not, that's zero information to you. I get it. However, like, statistically throughout the year, we've been pretty good at getting downhill. I said, you haven't called a foul on them. And he literally looked up at the score. I've called 2. I was like, that's on us. That's not on them. So once again, I'm not complaining. You just gotta adjust. You gotta keep it moving. So, but that was an interesting take to the game. I was like, man.
Well, the good thing about it was they weren't calling a whole lot of fouls on anybody.
No, which was good. If they were consistent on both sides, which that's all we really ask at the end of the day, so kids could get a feel.
Yeah, I mean, I think by my count, y'all ended up with 6 total fouls the whole game, and they got in the fourth quarter and they started fouling.
Then they started calling fouls. Yeah.
Yeah. So, pretty actually. Your shooting percentage wasn't too bad for that game when you
No.
break it down. You shot 41% from three and almost 60% from two,
Yep.
and 73% from the line. It was just a matter of a lot of turnovers and just
Getting
being
there.
able to get a shot off.
Yeah. And we were 1.21 point per possession, which is like highly elite. You want to be over a point per possession every game, and we're usually in the 1.05, 1.09 mark. But yeah, we were a 1.2 for that game. And actually, this was a cool stat too. We had 19 assists to 6 turnovers, and that was a 3.17 assist to turnover rate. That was our highest of the year as well. So, we did some good things. We just need to start it well.
Yeah, I actually like that. I actually have 6 turnovers as well. So hey, I'm in sync with you guys. I
There
like
you
it.
go.
My numbers tied to yours.
You're flawless, Mark.
I have a harder time tracking the assists, but I do get the turnovers.
It's like, who scored that? Who scored that?
Yeah. Sometimes I'm not looking. Like, evidently, we got yelled at by the PA announcer in the South.
Oh, wasn't we? It was me.
And I
I
missed
heard.
it.
My
I didn't
assistants were telling me about it. They said, "You didn't hear it?" I was like, "No." And then Lindsay was telling me about it as well.
I didn't hear it either. I don't know what I was doing, but I was sitting right next to Nolan.
Locked in.
I told him to turn around.
Well, let me get back to the Braswell game here real quick. Let me pull up because I do have this. There we go. Neo led the team with 21. A big night for him.
Yep.
KD followed up with 13 and then balanced scoring the rest of the way out to get that done. You move on to the next game, which is against South Grand Prairie. This one got a little more interesting. Yeah.
It did.
A game which was 9-9 at the end of the first quarter, and y'all were down at 5-0 at one point. So
I didn't think we were going to score in the first quarter.
We didn't either.
we began to wonder ourselves.
Holy moly!
Mark and I
Yeah.
looked at each other and go, "Are we going to score?"
It was so was it just a matter of and I'll give y'all credit. Y'all are a really good defensive team, but is that what ended up happening here was really 2 really good defensive teams going at each other?
Yes, and statistically, we've actually been a really good offensive team this year. We've kind of been really balanced. But I would say, our identity is still defense and being hard to score on, and that I think it was just 2 really gritty physical teams that don't give easy points to the other team. I think there was only 1 possession that I counted where we gave them an easy basket. We miscommunicated the baseline out of bounds play. But we did a really good job of just every shot was contested, executing our pick and roll coverage, helping the helper from different spots, blocking. We did a much better job of keeping them off the glass. But on the flip end, they have guys who can guard as well, and they're probably the most physical team we've seen all year. There's not too many guys that can stay in front of Neo and keep them in front and really make them work. And along with Kadarian, and they have the size inside to alter shots, and then the length.
They were fast.
They were very, very athletic. And Coach
Yeah.
Bennett is one of the best. The South Grand Prairie coach. He's been there a really long time. And I go back to my Sulphur days of playing them, and they just always have that tough identity, and they're going to play really hard. And so it's just a gritty game, and I thought whoever had the ball last is going to win.
Well, it wasn't quite that, but it almost was that. I mean, there was that last minute it seemed like forever to, you fall behind there at the very end and you're like, okay, guys, like Neo's quote, he said, nobody panicked. We knew what we had to do. And, really tough game for him.
Yeah. This is the most remarkable thing about this game, and this was the best defensive team I think we played all year. Okay, they held us to, and once again, we're trying to get a 1 point per possession per game, and we were a 0.79, our worst of the year. We shot the 3 18%. We went 54% from the free throw line. We only had 6 assists to 13 turnovers. And we only offensive rebound 20%. So on every one of those categories, that was the statistically worst we've been all year long. And to still be the top 10, top 15, whatever they are, team just, it goes back to the defensive end and taking pride and just being a bunch of winners and finding a way to get it done. And I'd have said in a million years, if I read that statistical category or those 4 statistical categories, we get beat by 15 or 20. So just a testament to our guys of finding a way.
And KD certainly did his part.
So well.
I saw y'all gave him the Tuffy chain. He was our player of the game. He was strong when he needed to be.
He was. Yep.
That offensive rebound that he slammed back in, oh my.
Yeah. When he crashes the glass, and he's led us in rebounding all year, but when he relentlessly crashes the glass, he's as good of a offensive rebounding guard that I've seen at the high school level. So just super dynamic, played very well, had some huge finishes. No, he was huge, and he really guarded well. At times he can get out of position defensively or gamble, and was just really solid, which really helped us.
Yeah, it was a 99 game at end of the first quarter, 19-16 at halftime. I don't think I've seen Allen with 19 points at halftime. I can't remember the last time that was the case.
I saw more shots from Neo go in that they were just offline, but they would go in, circle the rim, and pop out.
Yeah.
He had a rough.
I'm not bagging on you, Neo. I'm just saying it's not like the guy that dunked on you that one game.
He's gonna come. He's gonna come this next game and go, "Hey, we need to talk."
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
He's about to have a big game. So.
Yeah, he's due. I mean, he had a nice game against Braswell, but he's really due for a big one. And
for sure.
What I loved about this game, honestly, and because Neo was having a tough night and KD did well. But when you have a game where Gio Watt throws a backdoor pass to a cutting Jacob Havalona for a backwards layup, things were going well for you. That stuff
that
like
was
that.
So pretty.
Yeah. No, we did a good job of, and that's what it was hard in the first quarter because we were trying to we wouldn't get off the ball quick enough, or we wouldn't get it from side to side. And when their defense is set and without movement, they're really, really good. But once you start cutting and moving guys and attacking and just being more random in our approach offensively, then obviously, you could confuse the defense. And like you said, Gio did a really, really good job. Muhammad had one. And I think that softened everything up and let us get a little spark.
Well, you needed it and you hung on. And like you say, you win and survive. And it was funny because both Fleming and Manning were sitting right in front of us. And so we were talking to them saying, okay, what would you do? And they tell us, and they said, but Cip won't do that. So,
they know we will.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, guys, what are we going to do then? But it was good having them there. They were very good sources of information for us.
Those are my guys.
Yeah, I love that they come and support Allen when
they'll come to practice. Flem's been to practice on Saturdays and helps run it. Manning came to practice and helped. He helped teach our JV players the point zone that Braswell runs because he coached it. Coached under Securis for a year after he left me from Sulphur. So now they're all in family guys. So I'm blessed to still have a great relationship with them, and I'm proud of them that they're doing their thing. And it's nice having guys in your coaching tree that really like being around you and that you can bounce ideas off of, and still will help you if you're still in it. So.
Which you are, which leads us to the next conversation of Tuesday night at Coppell. You get to go up against Eaton from Fort Worth. We talked about a little bit to start with, but what's your take on these guys?
Very, very well coached. You can just tell in the way that they move the ball, their shot selection, how gritty they are. I mean, they're a very similar mold to South Grand Prairie. We're just really gritty defensively. They have a kid, I believe, I forgot his name, number 21, Caleb Harris, who
Yep.
could really score the basketball. And they're a senior group. And when you have a senior group, I think 4 or 5 of the guys are seniors. There's just an experience about you that wins. And they've done a really good job. You know, they have Lake Ridge in the first round, and Lake Ridge is one of the top teams in the state. And they just dismantled them. They played super well. The pressure didn't give them problems, and they're playing with a lot of confidence right now. So we'll definitely have our hands full.
That's always fun. I was just looking here. They're come out of the district with South Lake and those guys.
Yeah, South Lake, Byron.
They didn't score a lot of points in
Killer.
their
They have-
per game average is way lower.
They have 2 different molds. So their coach is kind of an old school guy. At times he'll hold the ball a little bit and kind of take he's not afraid to hold it. But against Lake Ridge, they played fast, trapped everywhere. So they have 2 different types of molds, and we'll see which one we get Tuesday.
Yeah. That district, bless their hearts. I bet Carrie Jackson's glad she wasn't a Northwest basketball fan this year. They went 1-30.
They've struggled.
Oh.
Actually, Flim's going for that job, so I hope.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah,
Well-
it's open. It just opened, so I'm hoping we get him an interview over there.
Yikes. So that's a mess. Okay, so that's Tuesday night. I wanted to pull something back up here too. We talked about we haven't talked about it. Just the last top 25 rankings for the year. Here they are, and the teams highlighted in yellow went D1, and the teams circled in red went D2. And so of the top 25 teams, 19 are still in. Everybody from District 6A, Plano East lost in the first round. I was kind of surprised by that to Coppell. McKinney got blown out by Little Elm, which wasn't very surprising. Boyd won their first round game, and then they lost by 1 to the Grand Prairie team that was ranked 17th there.
Yeah.
So they gave them a good run. It's just interesting when you look at this that it's kind of you're down to what 16. Yeah.
Sweet 16.
And so you've got 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of the 16 from D1 are still in it. And it's kind of like the cream rises to the top here. And so I guess it's not too surprising. Boston behave.
He left his food out and our dog got it. I just heard that whole thing go down.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That happens. But yeah, it's tough though, because when you look at Lake Ridge got beaten, like you say, by Eaton. Pearland got beat by North Shore.
Yeah.
So a lot of these teams are starting to beat each other, and you get to that point. But I didn't realize South Grand Prairie was ranked ahead of y'all. That was interesting.
Yeah. And is this which ranking?
It's TABC.
Okay. Yeah. And
Yep.
a crazy game this week. KD Seven Lakes and Atascocita meet in the 3rd round. So
Ooh.
4 versus 5. That's going to be a crazy game.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you guys have Eaton, and on the other side of the bracket, North Crowley faces Coppell.
Yep.
Does that surprise you that Coppell's still standing there?
No, they're really well coached. I kind of thought it was an even playing field with them in the East. Obviously, I wanted East to win because the East is in our district, and even though they're part of our rivals, I always want our district to do really well. I wanted Boyd to do really well. Obviously, you want McKinney to do well, just to represent your district and what you fight for every single night. So, no, they're just really well coached. They're a lot like us, where they just are 5 guys who play hard, play the right way, really disciplined defensively. So it'll be interesting to see how they carve out against North Crowley. Obviously, North Crowley being number 2, super talented, and but it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah. What else is interesting here? I guess that really is it from the discussion of this. But I just wanted to bring that up to show you,
I didn't
who's
realize
left.
we dropped to 24. It's kind of It's a stab in the heart a little bit, which is
No.
okay. It's part of it. When you lose some district games, it comes with the territory. So
Yeah. And you see in Shadow Creek who you lost to in your tournament.
yeah,
They're still playing there, so that's a good sign.
that is.
But there's some really good teams sitting up
No,
there. That's
everybody on that list is really good for sure.
well, what's the deal with Waxahachie here? I know they're out, but they were 16 and 17. Why were they ranked so high?
You know, to be honest, I haven't paid much attention to them, just not in our region. And I know the coach really well. They might have had some good quality wins. I want to say they might have beat Duncanville one game, might have split with Duncanville potentially. But they had to have some quality wins to be up that high with 17 losses, you would think.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind
That's
of
a lot of
crazy.
games, though. I don't know if that's a typo. I guess not. I guess it's 33.
Weekend. Yeah, that's 33. Yeah, y'all played fewer games than y'all usually play.
Yeah, one got canceled, and then you start district early because you're a 9-team district, so that takes away a tournament, and then we took away another tournament and played a showcase. So, and then we didn't play the McDonald's Invitational. You usually get 6 games there, and we just played 2. So, we took a different route this year with the younger team, and hopefully it pays off.
Yep. Yeah, they ended according to Max Preps, they ended up 17 and 18
Okay.
overall. So they lost to Crowley by 5 early in
That
the
was
year.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's competitive, at least against those guys, because Crowley blows out most everybody.
They do, yeah. Really good.
They did lose to Lovejoy. That's interesting. Yeah, they lost to Lake Ridge, Lancaster, all these teams. They lost to Duncanville, lost to DeSoto.
Got a tough district, yeah.
They lost to Lancaster. They did beat DeSoto later, but lost to Saxe by 1, so they're out. So anyhow, that's the list of who's still playing around with this thing this year. So, thanks for the shirts, by the way. Forgot to say that up front. We appreciate
I
that.
was curious. I was like, did Olchek get them?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Good.
He got them to us.
I was
Yeah,
tired of Nolan hounding me all the time. So
Yeah, it was tough because we were trying to do the blue shirts for the student section.
yeah,
What
next time
student section?
we need maybe they'll come round 3.
Yeah.
As long as we got you guys, we don't need a student section.
Yeah,
Coach, and we talk about this a lot too. The playoffs roll around and you start seeing people that you haven't seen before, and that's okay. We're glad people are showing up, and you've had 2 games and you've had 2 really good crowds. I mean, I think
I've been very pleased. Our kids have noticed and have been very
Yep.
pleased. So
it's
feel it.
yeah, it's even fun for us because there's a lot of people that have become really vocal that aren't us.
You've inspired them.
Yeah. Neo's mom the whole game.
Oh, that's what I was going to say.
Really?
Oh,
I'll
my
never hear
gosh.
her either.
Yeah, well, she was sitting a little further back. Her voice isn't quite as big as some people, but man, she was on a tirade all night long. It was awesome.
You'll have to ask Lindsay to introduce you to a lady we call Yushika next
Okay.
time. We're
Yeah.
there. So
like it.
she's at our games. You could hear. I actually heard her 2 games ago, but I'm used to hearing her because her son plays basketball on Boston's team. Her in Boston. So she's very loud at those games as well. She's very intense. She was a cheerleader at Grambling University, a cheerleader. So she has a cheerleader voice.
Did she
very,
sit next to her? Did she sit next to her the other night?
She did.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
The game before.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. So yeah,
All right.
she's a hoot.
Well, kudos to Lindsay. I know you're sitting there. Kudos to you for sitting in front of us. That was awesome.
Bold move, Cotton.
I love it.
Well, we look forward to Tuesday night, 7:00 at Coppell. We'll see what happens when we get over there. I know you're excited. Yeah, everybody healthy still?
Yes.
All right. That's good. We will take our heart medication and
If you got some extra,
well, I told I don't know if I told you in the Braswell game. Was it Braswell? Yeah, it was in the Braswell game. No, it wasn't the Braswell. It was South Grand Prairie. Whatever it was, I told. Never mind. Forget it. I'm losing my mind here.
Just
Come
check
on,
with,
spit it out.
check with the gym and make sure they've got the AED handy.
Yeah, something. Well, Coach, we appreciate your time as always, and
Thank you,
we're
guys.
we're glad we're still getting to have these conversations. And
Makes
we'll, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? Basketball season's over. What are you going to do with your life? You know?
Get ready for the next one. It just
Yeah, I
never
know.
stops.
It never
stops.
ends. Never
Never.
ends. So we will talk again next Sunday, and hopefully we're talking about
Can't
2
wait.
victories and being in the state semis. So that'll be awesome.
Yep.
All right, buddy.
Look forward to it. Thank you,
All
guys.
right.
See you Tuesday.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Have
Bye.
a good night.
See ya.
Y'all too.
We out.